Hi, this is Jean, and I want to show you just some of the little tools that I find that I use over and over and over again. There's nothing here that's new. You probably have most everything here, but I just want to kind of go through, just in case there are a few people that are looking for some smaller size things that they're not really sure if they need another one. Like me, I have, large sizes of things, but I find that it was worth the money to get a smaller size because I do use them quite often. One of the things in particular I was thinking about, let me leave a lot of this stuff out of the way, was the cutter. Every crafter has many paper cutters, or several, and I have a big one that I really like and I use it quite often, but I really needed something smaller, and I finally ended up, I looked at them a lot, and I finally ended up getting this one. This is the Cutterpede, and it's 7, I think it cuts out like 7 inches long, and it has the extension arm, and it does a really good job, and I really like it. It cuts a little small pieces, so if you just want to put, like I do a lot of cards, so if you just want to stick a card in there, it will work without having to get the big cutter out. So I really do like this particular one. The other thing is the Score Pal. I use the Martha Stewart scoring system, but I found that I bought this Score Buddy, and I really like it. I use my Martha one, my big one, a lot for embossing and for that kind of thing, and for making the score lines. But this little guy, the Score Buddy, he's just really helpful because it is smaller. And if you're a card maker, the size in here is what, 7 by 7, something like that, and it's just much easier to do than to get the big one out all the time. So this was a good investment for me. It also comes with the little insert, just like the big Score Pal does, that has the grid lines on it. I don't use this much, but I do use the one with the scoring lines quite a bit. And then, of course, everybody has their scissors, and you've got your big scissors, and I'm sure everybody also has the small ones, but these are the two mostly that I use, the Fiskars and my EK Success ones, because they're very sharp and they get into those very tiny corners. But as far as cutting, these are my favorite scissors. These, I have the Tim Holtz tonic ones, the big ones that you use to to cut. And this is why if I'm cutting something heavy, these are definitely the go-to ones. But these are my everyday cut scissors because my hands get really tired, and I find that if I use these, it uses more of my whole hand rather than just my fingers, and I don't get as tired as much, and I feel like they have great control, and I really do like them. So this might also be something for you if your hands get tired when you're cutting. And also with cutting, everybody has, I'm sure a lot of people have their favorite little knife, a little cutter knife, but this is the one I use a lot, and this is the Fiskars. I don't stick my finger through it like you're supposed to. I just simply, use it in my hand, and just cut like this. But I found that even more than that, what I like to use is this new one, or it's new to me, it's probably been out for 150 years. This is a rotary cutter, a Fiskars rotary cutter. And it's really cool because you can use it to, if you just want to do like a score. Leave off the scissors, thank you. If you just want to do a score, you can do it really lightly, and then you've got your score line, and it's fine. It probably wouldn't be your best bet to score with because it is hard not to press hard because it's very sharp. But you can hold it up against a metal ruler. Or to me, it just goes nice and straight all by itself, and it cuts very easily. So I like this little guy. He's very easy to use, and I find that it's much easier for me than this guy. I don't know, maybe there's something about that sharp point or something that's a little intimidating, but whatever. Okay, and another thing that I know that many people have are the sticker picker uppers, what they call the quicker poker picker upper by Quick Cuts. And, you know, if you have a little tiny pieces of something that you want to pick up, it's really good to do that. You know, it picks up the pieces and puts them wherever you want them to go. And so this is a really good thing. And then the poker, I don't use the poker too much, but this side over here is used to poke those pieces out. You know, when you cut and there's, like even on the Cricut, if you cut and there's those little inside pieces that you need to get out, that's really good for that too. Another little things that I've found that I use, of course, you know, we have the tiny attacher, which has those tiny little staples. I don't know if I can even, you can even see one. Come here, tiny attacher, little staples. I was going to show it to you, but it's not cooperating with me today. But anyway, it's got little tiny ones, and so they're very, very small, and it's really helpful getting into a staple, if you want to staple things for the stapling look. Another thing that I found that I like to use, where did it go? Oh yeah, when I am attaching things, you know, you use your little, hello brain, crocodile. My brain today is just gone. Use the crocodile, but if it's on a thinner piece of paper, sometimes you get those little stick-up things, and they don't press all the way down. So that's when I get out my trusty little hammer. And this is one from Making Memories, but I think several people make them. And if you just put it on some kind of a pad, and pardon me if you whop it, I don't want to hurt your ears, but if you whop it really hard, it will flatten out those little pieces, and that's really helpful. So this little hammer has come in handy for that. Also on these hammers, if you you know, Tim Holtz has and somebody else may have them too, has the ones that have the little dots to make the indentions. If you'll take your hot glue gun and make little dots or little shapes and let that dry really hard, then when you hammer on something, it will also use those indentions. So that's a good thing with that too. And one more thing I was going to show you, oh yeah, is, well, when I was doing a video earlier, my letters that I used, but this is my go-to pad. This is like the big one that you can ink on, that you can do anything on, and it wipes off. You can do embossing powder, but this is a smaller one. This is, I think, 9 by 12, and it's very, very easy. I usually have a cutting mat on my table, and I just slide this under there, and it's really easy just to pull out rather than getting out a great big one. And one more thing I was going to talk about, and I don't know what it is, and where'd it go? Oh yeah, you know, you have these mats that's really good, and you can get like Making Memories, Stampin' Up! has their entire set for paper piecing and for eyelet placing and that kind of thing, and you know, they have all the mats that go with it. But if you don't want to pull that out, or if you don't have one, or if you just don't want to get one, then I find that a lot of things that I buy, they'll have little pieces of that hard foam in them, just stuck as a filler. And there was another one that something was inside when I bought it, and it's really hard. And so if I'm doing paper piecing or something, and if I need to make where's my little doobie-dobber? Yeah. If I need to make a hole or something in it, then I would simply, I could put it on top of this and put the hole in. And I don't have to, get out anything really big, because this is a tiny, tiny piece. So, you'll find that some things around the house just kind of appear for you too. So that's really good if you don't want to, have to get out something big or buy one more thing, which we're always having to do. And then with this, I use this score tape quite a bit, and I have all different sizes. But this 1/8 inch size is really nice because it's tiny, tiny, and it gets into all those little bitty, like even if you're doing little letters or anything, it really is good to get in the really small areas. And I've had wonderful, with it, use of it, because it lasts forever, and it's really sticky, and I really, really like it. So, as I said, there's nothing new here. There's nothing, big, innovative. Wow, look what just came out. But it's just some things that I find I use over and over. And I just thought I would share that information with you. Okay? Thank you. Bye-bye.